You for real hater? Must not be on like you say. Must not be getting no real paper. One West, nigga. Dear hater, must not be on like you say. Hater must not be on like you say. Must not be getting no. For real hater must not be on like you say. Must not be getting no real paper. One West, nigga. Dear hater, you for real hater? Must not be on like you say. Must not be getting no real paper. Nigga can't have more than you. You know them niggas will still hate you. Damn. Those are characteristics in a pussy nigga nature. Talk that shit behind my back, but be on mute when it's a facial. Smiling in my face, but you can't hide all of that hatred. I'm too silent, you a snake. I see that shit a mile away. Man of war, and I'm not sorry. Blame that shit on you, PK. Pussy ass nigga, you a pussy ass nigga. Oh, you confused, you think pussy ass nigga. This ain't drag racing while you got that drag with you. I'm a bad kidder, pull up with two bad bitches. Masculinity be the reason she into me. She say she loving all that big priest energy. Don't remember me when I step in the facility. I'm screaming as UPK, fuck the enemy. Oh, hey, this that One West world shit right here. Think I ain't got the bitch on me, you tripping, homie, that bitch right here. Brown liquor, don't sip that clip. Cloud of vision, let's get shit clip. I ain't even fuck around, homie, put the crown on me, yeah, this my year. Yeah. And I do this shit for my niggas who solid. I ain't resent, but I truly acknowledge you ain't in this truth and you ain't in this body, cause bitch, you want body. We see it coming cause we really profits. Oh, want your body, but you didn't stop it. A hard head make it soft fast, I guess that's why you soft with your soft bag. Hood nigga that can outclass bougie bitches who talking about class. Soon as you cut a motherfucker, they be like, why you talking to me like that? Valuable lesson. Before you judge, I will check the reflection. Real love is correction. Real love is perfection. Ain't a flaw in it, this is raw business. Brotherhood is a weapon. Fuck around and get stepped on, try to step, watch how you step. Fuck around and get stepped on, try to step, watch how you step. 10 times out of 10 when we get it in, nigga, it's a win. If you ain't in the UPK, then nigga, it's a sin. Cause it's only one body, one truth, nigga, one spirit, yeah, one God. But when the shit hit the fan, pussy nigga ran, they got in the win. When niggas saying he was down, but really the nigga switch. Niggas saying he a ride for you, but really the nigga snitch. Really the nigga quit. Hey, really the nigga bitch. Yeah, and I'm just telling you the truth about it, this ain't even a diss. Yeah, this how them niggas be acting. Talking that shit like they really be about it, but when it come down to the action, that's when you find out that they lacking. That's when you find out that they acting. And fucking with my niggas, it's a sure way to end up in the casket. Bitches us against the masses. I don't mind getting dirty, but watch how I clean it up when it get nasty. I lift that Nina up and get the flashing, just cause I love my niggas with a passion. Yeah. Oh, just cause I love my niggas with a passion. Borders are blue and fringes for the fashion. Yeah. You understand me? You standing tall on what we believe in. Yeah. Either you stand on something or you fall for anything. Believe that. Look. And if you standing on the wrong thing, you falling anyway. One West. Lost Tribe.
I got big rain, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play, bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, can leak ass, lil' fame, I'm on wall, got the same, 4 on, 4 on, these people, 4 on, I try to tell these motherfuckers time, 4 on, pussy ass, purple ass nigga, man, 4 on, get your born ass right. Niggas better get their weight up, you little body bitch. Worry about a damn pay cut, you little body bitch. I ain't worried about none of these niggas, little body bitch. You that scare rag, cowed ass little body bitch. Had to fuck around, get my rank up, you little body bitch. And I'm pouring up, yeah, young nigga, and I'ma take a sip. All these niggas want down hate, but tell them zip it lip. You a dumb ass, scare ass boy, little body bitch. And I ain't worried about nothing, nigga, nah, I ain't worried about shit. I got more than one, so you know nigga don't reminisce. I spit flavors on they damn beats, niggas better catch a pitch. Never knew a goddamn man be scared to represent. You a whole ass dirty ass little damn body ass nigga. Get body with the damn scripture with your little body ass nigga. Nigga, I'm a true. Preach true line, nigga, true Zion ass nigga. And you a little boy, a little bitch ass, little body ass nigga. Be rain, you mad, get stained, work hard, didn't play, bad bitch, my taste. We vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, you leech ass, love fame. I won't walk, not the same. For wrong, for wrong. I tell you, for wrong. Get your shit together, for wrong. Work. I'ma do this shit till I rock it, you little body bitch. I'ma ditch your ass like your pot, you little body bitch. And I'm smooth with it, y'all zop, you little body bitch. And I switch nigga on that thought, little body bitch. And I'ma stay turning like the cars, you little body bitch. And I'm stone cold like a bond, you little body bitch. And I'm a warrior like Dan Gabar, you little body bitch. And my aim like that a zop, you little body bitch. Need a princess papa, little body bitch. Or anyone down the slide, you little body bitch. Yeah. I keep a couple straps in my ride, you little body bitch. Just in case anyone wanna die, cause I'm body bitch. Be right, you mad, get stained, work hard, didn't play, bad bitch, my taste. We vibe, we lay, we purple, we gay, the leech ass, love fame, all along, not saying, for wrong. For wrong.
Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck fucking job, bitch, I done had enough. Fuck that fucking job, I'm watching everybody work. Fuck that fucking job, that little pay by the hour. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, my back hurting and I'm hungry. Yeah, fuck that fucking.
Yeah, Shalom, Shalom again. Again, this is ISCPK Trinidad and Tobago. Again, under Commanding General Yohana and Prison Officer Suapiala down here in Trinidad, right? So again, join us, shortly. Again, tonight on, as we join our joint stream tonight with the DC class, right? So, again, the daylight savings, right, is in, effect right now. So, the time that we would, sit, and take in, the class or join the live stream with the DC class would be, around this time. But, nevertheless, we're going to continue to, again, go and bring these reminders, right? So it's important and very imperative that, that we bring these reminders and to always remind brothers and sisters the importance of us, knowing who, who we face, and knowing who, is about us, right? And, the trust of our field, field structure, right? And the reason that this structure, has failed is because, a lot of times or most of the times, we as a people, without, former, knowledge of the truth and, knowing that we, as a people and as a nation, supposed to recognize who, these are people, these people that are wrong about us, right? And in recognizing them, you'd understand a lot of things, right? And, in being the truth in a short time, there's a lot of things that, that was, brought to my attention, and, it would bring, clarity in the reason of, knowing that when you know the people that, dwell, around about you, you could have a more clear insight on, a lot of these things that take place. And, as a people, facing, many different challenges, different conditions, we would always, tend to gravitate to see what is, to see or to do what is right in a system, that we have no, let me say, insight on without our records, right? And not having that insight without our records, which is the Bible, our record history, right? We would be faced with the challenges that, could make us, the one, a laughing stock, to the other nations. And everything that I'm saying is the other nations would benefit off it, right? They would have a good laugh. They would use it against us, right? They would take it and, formulate, doctrines, philosophies off of it. And, we should recognize this, and we should know the importance of the truth and what, really taking place, right? So tonight, I just, again, tonight being Wednesday night again, the scripture breakdown class again, we join in again the DC class, shortly, right, at 8 p.m. Trinidad or local time, right, which would be, 7 p.m., Eastern Standard Time, in America, right? So a lot is taking place right now, in Trinidad and Tobago, and with our conversation in everything that we do, right? There would always be you know, a lot of, you know, censored, you know, when I say censored, even our speech, you know, we to a point where, you know, we would be deemed or be liable, you know, in making comments of or using phrases, right, which could, you know, they, I'd say, all press are deemed that, you know, could be impactful or have an effect on their livelihood, but not knowing that we, you know, as a people as well, we have livelihood as well, right? So in voicing our opinions and, you know, in, you know, making, you know, or bringing any sort of clarity to anything or any matter that is taking place, it will be deemed, you know, very important, you know, that our words should be used in a, I would say, in season. And the season that we are in right now, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, is how we would conduct ourselves in any different, you know, environment, right? And when I say any different environment, you know, the let me say the mass majority of, you know, of us would be using the social media platform, right, for information, right, for you know, any you know, educational wise, you know, to inform the people of the importance of, you know, why it is important for us, you know, to be, you know, aware of who and what we entertain and we, you know, we carry about ourselves about, right? So again tonight, you know, I will just read, right? This let me just, I want to look for the first article. Just right, this, 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 right. So I'm going to read, right? I'm going to read an article, you know, just like 2 days ago, and there was a response, you know, by, you know, the responder who the article was, you know, deemed to, and this article was, you know, it came from the Trinidad and Tobago, you know, head of security, right, and, you know, he writing to the U.S., you know, in this manner, right? They say the government of Trinidad and Tobago has formally urged the United States to revoke the visas of Trinbagonians who use social media to criticize the state, right? So now you writing again to someone outside, you know, of your jurisdiction as we know it to be, right? Outside of, you know, what we call our homeland, right? Right. And when I say our homeland, you know, where we reside, the place where we reside, right? And you being a resident of, you know, of Trinidad, you know, writing to another, you know, seeking, you know, to have people on a whole, you know, visas revoked, you know, for making using the social media to criticize the state, right? Because a lot of, again, is taking place right now in Trinidad, and, you know, the people, especially here in Trinidad, and we will touch a little bit again in, you know, what took place again in taking place again with our people in Guyana, right? So again, you know, we as a family, we face many challenges, and, you know, being, you know, to the part where we would seek to our 9 to 5 to make our daily bread, and, you know, facing daily oppression, right? A lot of, you know, times that you know, we would seek to get aid and assistance, right? And the aid and assistance is not, brought on a level or a platform like how we would see, they would, push through social media where they would say, pray for Ukraine, pray for Gaza, pray for all these nations that face their turmoil as you say in a time, right? And now we see a lot fluctuating and over again. Now, when Black people, face their challenges here in Trinidad, right, and as we see our brothers in Jamaica, we have not seen, many people flock from these other nations, even from Gaza, from Ukraine, from all these, people who face challenges. Why they have not, say, pray for Jamaica, pray, pray for what is going to what is taking place right now with our brothers and sisters in Jamaica, who just, had a very, impactful, Category 5 hurricane and is facing many challenges at present. Pray for Haiti, our brothers and sisters in Haiti who face many challenges at present, right? And again, this is a reminder, we at the ISUPK, we don't, condone or support any, let me say, what deemed to be criminal or as you say, of violent activity. But knowing the condition that we face as a people, the challenges that we face as a nation, there must be, something that lead up to the things that is being practiced, and it must have, a source where this practice was taught to bring to the mindset that, that this is how it should be, right? And these are reminders again unto us as a people, right? So let me just I'll read a little bit in the article and then I will jump to this next one, right? It's a right practically on matters involving recent U.S. Trinidad and Tobago security operations, right? The instructions came directly from Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander, right, who accused citizens of using social media to spread fake news. Of course, every democracy has a duty to confront genuine online threats, right? Incitement to violence, target harm or speech that jeopardize national security. And again, there's a lot behind this, right? And, they would always, have this and laid out, as we say, as they deemed it, as being head of the state, right? But that is not what is happening here. Instead, the government is targeting citizens engaged in constitutional protected public interest criticism, right? Sharing variable information or questioning obvious, right, contradictions in official narratives. And this comes from administration that denies facts locally, right? And then confirms, elaborates on them internationally, that withhold more information from its own population than it does from foreign audiences, right? That has been contradicted repeatedly by US military release international news and publicly available, right? Flight attack data, right? Just, yeah. Right, so that just basically it. So now the Minister of Homeland Security writes again to the US, right? To and again, I'm just going to read the response, right? It says, I read it from the Trinidad Express. The days after Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander wrote to the U.S. Embassy in Trinidad asking for support in visa revocations within the country. The embassy today put out a statement declaring that no foreign governments were involved in its visa related decisions, right? So they're making it clear, right, on on their stance on in anything that is being done, right? They would have this decision would directly come from them. So it's not like any influence that they would be influenced, right? So you see, following the revocation of Trinidad activist and businessman Gary Aboud's US B1 B2 visa last week, the embassy also stated that it does not revoke visas due to the exercise of the rights of free expression, which it says is a cornerstone value of the United States. Right. So again, they made it clear and made it known that that they that freedom of speech is something that they would not go off of by an individual having that right to express or to bring to notification what has arisen in any matter or any circumstance that could deem as we say or bring harm to any individual, right? So they have made their stance very clear, right? And in notifying and making it known that this, is a chief cornerstone, right? Um, right, right. So again, this is just a reminder unto us, right? So also in this light in the industry on a whole, right? Our brothers and sisters face many challenges, right? And there's a video that is circulating right now on social media where our brothers in again in the who work in the oil and gas industry, right, in construction, that we face many challenges, right, that we face a lot of criticism within the industry. And a man going out there to make his 9 to 5, right? There's something that should always be reminded of us, that the condition that we face daily, being poor. And when I say poor, right, the scriptures mention that for thou art poor, but thou art rich, right? In the low state that we are in, right? These other nations, will use it to their full advantage. And these other nations take full advantage of what is befalling us, right? So I will just play a little audio on this, right? So you might just see it coming through, right? Yes. Right? So on in this part, our brother is again where is happening here, the people them who is overseeing the construction, which being Moab, right, or the Chinese at this time, the brother is in probably what we would call, let me say, he probably violated, as we say, or not following some safety rule or instruction, right? And the explanation behind it now, the Moabite is making him know that the safety rule is this, and his reaction towards. Yes. Okay, listen, one more time. Right, so he tell them, his gloves, and filters and air plugs, right? Right. So the Moabite now is, he start, and he started, curse out, the brother, right? And I just using, it in this perspective, that we as a people, we would be majority, or 90% of us would be predominantly, on, let me say, on the I would say the craftsman side, or what we would call, we would be the, as we say, laboring in the field, right? And doing the majority of the labor, while they sit back and get directives, right? And there are times, that in certain things, that there might be, some sort of what you would, deem that wouldn't be relevant, at that time, right? But the insult that we face daily, from these other nations, is especially, within the industry, is something that we as a people, face these challenges daily. And when I saw this, it reminded me of, of a situation that took place, in the then Petrochin, which is not now known today as Heritage, right? Where this Moabite, spat on a brother, right? A tradesman, and it was a total insult. And he got again the shakedown of life, right? In that aspect where he had the Moabite, they had to remove him, not just from the site, but they had to send him back, right? And from that time forth, is like there was a demand, within the space of operation, that these Moabite shouldn't have any direct conversation with us. We would deal directly with the people and them who they deemed, or who they have to oversee the project, right? Because they themselves, without any mannerism, or without any brought up, see, because now the culture that we portray as a people, especially within the industry, right? So, right. Yes, like, yeah, right. With what is taking place in the industry is that we as a people should always take heed as well, especially when these other nations have positions, and see it that they could come, especially on as you say, on our home turf, and bring any kind of disrespect to us. And this is why in a situation that took that like this that took place, we would always remind brothers and sisters, right, again, that the importance of us being deemed, or being labeled as the nobody in this society, is something that we should be aware and be mindful of. And the disrespect that these other nations are portray is on a level that is totally disrespectful to us. And it disrespectful, right, to what the Lord mentioned, right? And I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this, right? So you join this class short, right? So the brother just burst out, right? And he started letting him know, hey, that total disrespect, right? Right. So I'm just going to read this, and in any situation that we face, we should remember this. And we know that the condition that we face daily, we face daily challenges, right? It should be reminded unto us, and it should be reminded unto this house, unto this family, that the Lord is our Father, right? And in any way that we would be, as we say, laboring or slaving, we would always have a level of, as we say, of what we say, honor in what we do, right? And it wouldn't be recognized, right? It would not be recognized by these other nations, right? And what took place here again on this little article right here, in Don Guyana, and even here in Trinidad, right? And there's a lot that of these examples that take place, and especially all people face these challenges daily, right? And it is important for us to know this, right? And we will read from the book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7, right? It says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, right? So wherever we are in as we say, wherever we are in bondage, there would always be a difference between us and our oppressors, right? And just as it said that when any dog that is outside of this house try to bite the hand that feed them, it will be a total disrespect. And in these nations have thrived off of us. They have built off of us. All their economies, as you say, all their as you say, their wealth, all what they build, and again, they live lavishly off of us. And it is being, as we see, being reminded to us that the trust of our field, that the trust of our field structure would always be us as a people, as a nation, turning to these other nations. And as it says in Psalm, it says some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, but who do we as a people, we trust in the Lord. Our trust will always be in the Lord in everything that we do. So as we tell brothers and sisters that the Most High God had always made a place where we could be reminded, or we could be taught, or we could be brought back to the mindset of us knowing who we are as a people and as a family. And without coming back to this structure, without us coming back to the knowledge of this truth, right? And knowing and having that clear understanding and renewing our minds, which is again the most important part, this society would continue, as we see, to live off of us. And to our leaders, as we say, black leaders, who hold positions, in many different seats, you have failed us, the people, as well, the nation as well, by joining hands with the oppressor. Because just as we now read, right, you help that dog to move his tongue when it's supposed to be the opposite. That dog should not have even bark or even growl to the hand that feed him. But you know what you do? You help in that. And by doing that, there would always be, the end result of you being part of that field structure. Right? So again, just a reminder for brothers and sisters, right, to join us shortly, on the DC class, right, ISUPK Washington DC, and again we'll be right here on the same page, ISUPK Trinidad and Tobago. Again, type in your questions in the chat room, right? Again, call the number on the screen, right? Again, we have our radio program, which is tomorrow, Lord allow, right, on 91.9 FM, right, the street 91.9 FM. Join us live, right? Myself, Christian Officer Swapiala, right, joined by Officer Matwaya, right, and we'll be on the live on the street 91.9 FM from 7 p.m. Trinidad time, right? So join us, again, right? And with that, again, any questions? Again, you can join us over, you know, in the next, let me say, couple minutes, 5, 6, 10 minutes, right? As we, you know, join the DC class again, you know, scripture breakdown class with Captain at 13,000, Mashak, Captain Mashak, Nayam, right, out at the DC school, right? And with that, we say shalom.